So, Mr. Ted Cruz, you love to indulge in your really right-wing conspiracy, don't you? You love spinning in those, don't you? Well, time to spin you out of those. So, Mr. Ted Cruz, thankfully to Right Wing Watch, decided to go make himself a complete and utter asshole. Conservative talk show host Steve Deace has been focusing in his program over the last couple of weeks what he calls the rainbow jihad of gay rights, in particular the situation in Houston involving a lawsuit filed by religious right activists attempting to take down the city's non-discrimination ordinance. On his program yesterday, Deace welcomed the self-appointed star of the Houston dust-up, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who told him that the pro-equality Democratic lawmakers are waging an Alinsky-inspired plot to silence a dissent, and that anti-gay conservatives may soon have to resort to civil disobedience. Well, let's roll the first clip.
With the American people, I think they're people of goodwill on both sides of the aisle who respect our constitutional rights, who respect individual liberty, who respect rights of conscience and diversity. The problem is the modern Democratic Party, the professional politicians, whether it is Democratic senators in Washington or whether it is the mayor and city council members in the city of Houston, they have gotten so extreme that their objective is not to win an argument, but it is instead to try to silence dissent and to crush and destroy anyone they deem to be their political opponent. You know, Saul Alinsky, who both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton studied carefully, Saul Alinsky said you never want to debate your opponents because it humanizes them. Instead, you simply want to silence them. And that is the reality of the modern Democratic Party, the elected politicians.
And you just pretty much want to go to the point of saying they've gotten so extreme that they don't want to win an argument, but they instead want to try to silence dissent and to crush and destroy anyone. That's not the point. The reason why they're trying to silence or pretty much not trying to have that fucking argument with you is because guess what? The argument's already been settled. It's already proven that gay marriage is a constitutional right. Just like Roe versus Wade, but apparently to some of you right-wing nuts, you apparently don't understand that. But, oh well, I guess in right-wing la-la land, we can't understand half the shit you understand anyways. Especially with especially with that one conspiracy theory that you tried to spin out that apparently there were Democrats were trying to restrict the First Amendment. Ted Cruz, you think people are you might be able to spin your own base with that, but you think you're going to get independence with that? Probably not. Unless they're that fucking stupid. Which I wouldn't be surprised coming out of Texas. But anywho, we're going to go into the next part pretty much with another voice clip where he pretty much makes another ass of himself.
So where do you see stories like this going? If the system won't defend these rights, are we coming to the point where, you know, we really haven't seen organized civil disobedience in this country probably since the days of Martin Luther King Jr.? Are we looking at where the system becomes so systemically, fatally flawed, it won't do the right thing, contrary to all the evidence therein, that we leave people like these pastors and others that maybe come later, we leave them no alternative but to just disobey regardless? Is that where we're going, Ted?
Well, listen, if government tries to silence pastors, if government tries to force believers to violate their faith, it is my hope that believers honor their faith and disregard unjust edicts from government.
And Ted Cruz, again, you're being a fucking idiot. If you're coming to the point that you guys have to be in organized civil disobedience, no. Yeah. See, here's the problem. With African Americans, they didn't have any rights. In fact, they were telling them, hey, because of your skin color, you don't have any fucking rights. Well, how indiscriminatory is that? Well, think about gay people. Oh, because you decide to go sleep with the same sex, well, you get to be treated like a second-class citizen. Or a third-class citizen in some cases. And you get pretty much shat on by the whole society. That's pretty much what the fucking point of the Democrats are making. But no, none of you people understand it. Apparently you guys are the Freedom Party, but yet you guys are like, oh, we gotta allow anti-gay opinions in. The anti-gay opinions are nothing but a bunch of religious right dumb shits who think, oh, I'm so big and bad because, oh, I'm scared of God. Literally. That's all it is. It's nothing but a bunch of religious right bullshit. And you know what? Let's get a fine example of one of your specimen from the political right. Because not even not even a couple of days, I don't know when this was exactly released, but on the same day of that article being released, this apparent fight decided to pop out and go viral on the internet. Listen very carefully to the words being used in this video. And just give you a warning, I would advise, if you don't like some of the slurs in this, I would advise looking away or just muting this.
I put it on the line.
What are you upset about?
Weird is what I'm upset about. This faggot right here. This photographer, let's take a picture of you. Shove it up your ass, man. And see how that feels. You might get tickled from it. Yeah. Fuck it, weird.
No way, motherfucker. You ain't doing that fucking shit, you motherfucker.
Don't do that. That's it, sir.
Sir, police officer, put your arm around.
That's the proof that all I have to show. That right there is called a hate crime. That's the reason why we're not having this fucking debate anymore. It's because we don't want to have this debate anymore. We don't want to have any of this kind of shit. And guess what? You people were like, well, we want to allow anti-gay people to do this. Well, guess what anti-gay people get to do? They get to do this stupid shit right here. Pretty much make a complete utter ass of themselves. And they get themselves arrested. Because guess what? I understand if you oppose gay marriage. You know what? Fine. If you're against gay marriage, fine. Perfectly fine. Okay. You have an opinion. I'm for gay marriage because I'm gay myself. So I have to be for it because how the hell am I not going to get married? Besides, marriage in this country is a bit weird anyways, but that's a whole different topic. But when you have some of these anti-gay people doing this kind of shit, the same kind of shit that some black people had to deal with, probably not on the degree that black African Americans had to. In some cases, there has been some gruesome crimes that have probably been the same, but I don't know the statistics, to be honest. But when you have gruesome crimes, hate crimes like this, doesn't matter the numbers or whatsoever, doing this kind of shit, why? There's no point to a fucking argument, Ted Cruz. There's not. I mean, you're the person that sat here and spat around and went to a group and said, "Oh, Democrats are trying to limit the First Amendment vote." No, the First Amendment in general. When it was pretty much trying to get rid of money in politics. That was pretty much it. God. You are one twisted son of a bitch. Seriously. How about you get out of politics and actually do something with your life instead of acting like a Looney Tune in fucking politics and stop wasting our time because you were the one that was also very responsible for the government shutdown. Yeah, so where's that a couple $1 billion? Because I think we should be auditing your ass for that.